Welcome back to the Interval, a musical theatre podcast. Today, on our 13th episode, if you guessed it, 13 points to you, we will be talking about, well, Tyler will be showing me 13 the musical. It's a musical from 2008, if I remember correctly, and is, as Tyler was just telling me, is comprised of only teenagers. The entire cast and band is only teenagers. And you really like the show, don't you?
Yeah, I'd like this show a lot. I haven't watched the show properly because there's no professional recordings or no illegal slime tutorials of the original Broadway cast, unfortunately. But I have listened to this soundtrack a lot. I really like it. It's just a lot of fun. And as Jess just said, I just think it's really, really cool that Jason Robert Brown, he wanted to see if he could create a show aimed at teenagers and starred teenagers, and to this day it's still the only Broadway musical that's ever been solely made up of a cast and band of teenage performers, which is very, very cool. There are also some very famous faces now who got their start in this musical, which we will be touching on later. Before we do any of that, before we start deep diving, Jess, what do you think 13 is going to be about?
With context, I haven't seen it, I haven't heard it, I don't know anything about it. I just know that one person is in it. Am I allowed to look at the song list?
Yeah. Yeah, we
Okay.
did that. We did that for Next Normal, didn't we?
Yeah, right. So I think it's obviously about loads of kids that are 13, which I feel like in America that's the kind of age that you come into like high school.
Yeah.
I think it's about kind of puberty and growing up and dealing with it's kind of similar to Heather's, where obviously it's that you've just got past, you're at the age now where people are getting spiteful, people are getting mean, and people are changing as humans. I like to think that it's all about growing up, maturing, going through puberty, and dealing with the troubles that come with it and change. But there's a song, song 6, which is All Hail the Brain, Terminal Illness, which makes me think one of them has a terminal illness. So now I think I'm going to cry when I listen to it, so that's fun. Especially since song 11 is bad news, so that person's fucking dead. Yeah, I don't know, it's hard to tell. Like, the lamest place in the world, song 2 tells me they're not happy where they are.
The
The fact that you're laughing tells me I'm so horrendously wrong, which is gutting because with Next to Normal I got it like pretty bang on. This doesn't feel like I do.
You had me in the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
Was I alright with the first half then?
Yeah, I'd say
Okay.
like your general summary of what you think it's about, without obviously knowing this, the specifics of the characters and their circumstances, is pretty spot on. I mean, do you want me to hint at anything?
You can do, sure.
I don't think it will make you cry,
Okay. That's fine then. That's fine.
but maybe, because I mean, there's like genuinely there's a song in this show called "What It Means to Be a Friend," and while it doesn't make me cry, it makes me feel quite emotional when I listen to it.
I feel like it's also because they're 13. It feels like it's set in a school.
Yeah, there's a lot of big school backdrop. It doesn't all take place in the school, but
Is the second location the mall? Is it a shopping centre?
that's quite scary. Um,
It is, isn't it?
yes, but there's
Yeah, because that's just really fitting. That just makes sense.
so I'm pretty sure it is, but it's something that can sometimes be in a shopping center if you're gonna go and do something for an afternoon.
Yeah, go shopping, Tyler.
No, like if should I just tell you?
Yeah, tell me,
It's
tell me.
it's a cinema,
Oh,
but like
okay,
I'm pretty sure it's
okay.
like within the mall.
The mall.
I don't know.
The mall. Yeah, the shopping centre. Come on, Americans, come on.
It's not the deepest thing in the world. It's not it's closer to like a Mamma Mia than than like a Hades Town on the story level. But it's a lot of fun, and I think you'll like it because it's fun, it's funny, and there's some really catchy songs. And all credit to the teenage cast because wow, there are some really good voices.
Is this gonna harken me back to my S Club 7 days, where that like S Club 7 Junior band? It's such a niche reference. If anyone knows what I'm
I
talking
know
about.
exactly. They sung Puppy Love.
Yeah, and One Step Closer to Heaven, best song ever. It's on my road trip playlist. Tune. Is that am I gonna get those vibes from this?
There is a particular song that may give you those vibes, yes. And it is one of the songs that you already mentioned, but I'm not going to tell you which one.
Oh, okay. I'm excited.
We should also say that there is a Netflix film adaptation of 13. I think most likely for this episode, we're not necessarily going to touch on that, or if we do, it's going to be quite brief.
And negative.
I don't think it's a bad film. I just think it's a classic example of the original material being a lot stronger than the adaptation.
What we're doing, as we did with Next to Normal and Epic, is I haven't seen it. We're going to cut away from this, and after our lovely theme tune, I will have watched it. It's going to be time travel. So if you want to join in and you haven't listened to it, give it a listen. Or pause this, give us 5 stars, give it a listen, come back, and then press play again.
You can't give us 13 stars, unfortunately.
We'll see you, for you, in a couple of minutes. For us, a little bit longer.
Before we dive into 13, we have some breaking news from BroadwayWorld.com. Everyone mark your calendars for the 9th of May, the best day in the world, because they're finally giving us, well, some of us, the pro shot of the West End production of Next Normal that they filmed all the way back in September 2024. It's going to be released on PBS on Friday, the 9th of May at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hopefully it will then be on streaming, because if it's not, I will cry forever.
Yeah. Hopefully that's marking the beginning of it coming to the UK. If not, get your VPNs and watch it. We're back.
We have time travelled.
Yep, time travel is still real. We're not 13, but there are quite a few kids that we just listened to that are, which is not as dodgy as it sounds, because I have just listened to 13 the musical for the first ever time, and Tyler's listened to it for probably the 20th. I'm not going to spill the tea on my thoughts yet, but I'm actually quite impressed, because with you, not with the musical.
Why are you impressed with me?
Because
In what context?
you're a stronger man than I am. You're a stronger man than I am listening to it that many times. But that's
Okay.
fine.
This is great. This is where I thought this discussion would go.
So basically, I'll start off by saying I've listened to all 18 songs and I have no idea what is going on. I don't know what happens in this musical, Tyler. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, do you want to give a brief rundown? We can all learn together, me included.
I do also have to clarify that I have not seen the show properly. I've only listened to it and read about the plot, so there may be nuances that I am missing. But yes, I will now briefly tell you all about the premise of 13 the musical. 13 is all about a 12-year-old boy called Evan. He lives in New York and he's very sad because his parents get divorced, which means he has to move with his mum to the small town of Appleton, Indiana.
Do we ever clarify why he moves, why specifically Indiana, or just because?
I think just because in the Netflix adaptation, the Gran lives there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But also it's the town has a completely different name, so I don't think the Netflix adaptation is canon.
I love that. Yeah, fair enough.
It's about Evan moving to this small town and getting used to the kids there, and he meets his neighbor, who's a girl called Patrice, and they become friends over the summer, and then school starts, and Evan notices all the cool kids, all the, cool 13-year-olds, all the football players and the cheerleaders and such.
All the cool 13-year-olds.
He decides that he wants to invite them all to his bat mitzvah.
Bar mitzvah.
Bar mitzvah. Thank you.
We're not Jewish.
It's going so well. He decides he wants to invite them all to his party, because I'm not going to try and say it again.
Fair enough. He does say party in the thing. Oh, that makes sense at the beginning then. He's like, hey, I'm so excited to come to your party. I'm like, what's going on? You're still in New York. I'm confused.
Just another thing they don't give proper context about.
Yeah.
Evan's whole motivation with this party is that he wants his parents to get back together.
Oh, that's news to me.
Yeah, well, his reasoning is that when they're at the party, they can't possibly fight or dislike each other because, it's his big...
Because nothing ever bad happens at a party. Yeah, okay.
It does kind of allude to that in the opening song, but not very well. Because
No,
he
it
just says
doesn't.
like there's one day in October, blah blah
It'll
blah.
all be great. Yeah, I just thought he
Yeah,
just wanted to have a little boogie. Yeah, fair enough.
he wants all the cool kids to come to the party because I don't know. I guess maybe he's.
Because they're cool, and that makes him cool. I get it.
I, I guess that might impress his parents as well. I don't
No.
know.
Oh, God.
They'll be like, "Oh my god! Like, there's so many cool kids at this party. We should really get back together." I mean, that is essentially the whole premise.
I didn't get any of that from this. I'm so sorry.
It's fine, but obviously, there's more characters than Evan and Patrice
I didn't even
because we
know
meet.
Patrice existed.
Did you not?
No! I knew about. Right, I knew Evan. I knew Archie. Bless him. I
Yeah,
love Archie. He's my favourite.
he's great.
I knew about Kendra. Everyone knows about fucking Kendra. I knew about Lucy. And then halfway through, I hear the words Charlotte, and I'm like, okay, that's a person. And Brett. I think I've already said Brett. I know about them. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Who, like, oh, God.
Well, it's quite on brand for the show because so Patrice and Evan become friends over the summer, and then he gets to school and notices the cool kid, and he's like, "Actually, I'm going to ignore Patrice and Archie, who's like Archie's like Patrice's friend, and that's how he kind of
Archie's
meets
on
him."
crutches, isn't he?
Yeah, so he has a condition. I will look it up when we actually talk about him because I can't remember what it is now.
There's a line in the song Get Me What I Need that I have quoted and I will be reading out when we get to it that's to do
Uh,
with him. And oh my God, I had to pause it. I thought it was so funny, but it's so. This was recorded quite a while ago, and you
yes,
can
we
tell.
should say this. It's very clear that this was recorded in 2008.
Yeah.
There may be lyrics that you could possibly find offensive.
Yeah, because it kind of is.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I mean, personally, I don't because I just kind of find it funny, and I know it's like very much a product of its time.
Yeah.
But yeah, just be aware of that if you still haven't listened to it.
Yeah. Oh God. I have thoughts. But also, do we want to go through like the first part and then you can explain what happens when I get confused?
Yeah. Do you want to go through your notes and and maybe tell me what you think was happening, and then I can try and piece together what's actually going on.
First thing I have to say, why are we doing two songs in one song on Spotify? 13 and Becoming a Man it's the same song on Spotify. It's 7 minutes long. Just make them two. It's not that hard. We do that with All Hell the Brain and Terminal Illness, which is so funny. That song. I'll get to that. Like, can we just have one song at a time, please? Let's calm down. My first thought in 13, like a little bit sad. Absolute tune. Really good opener. It's got a right little bop to it. As a not 13-year-old, it does make me think, oh bless, 13 was not that relevant for me as a child. I do not remember 13, and these guys are very, very important.
I think it does a really good job of setting up that, when you're 13, everything in the world is like everything that happens is like the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah.
That's something I think this musical conveys like really well.
I do have my favourite line in the whole musical.
Is it in this song?
Yeah. Well,
cool.
one of my favourite lines. I have a few. There's a few quotes I have on my 3 pages of notes. Strap in, lads, you're here for a run. When they're going like, God, I'm about to turn 13, and one of them's like, I want a dirt bike, and the next one goes, I want to kill my mum. And I was like, all right, Heathers, calm down. What the hell? It gave me real Heathers vibes.
It does come out of nowhere, and then it just goes back to like relatively normal things.
I want a mustache. I want a Wonder Bra, and I'm like, oh God, we're not going to address that.
Yeah, I want to pierce my nose.
Yeah, it gave off the beautiful from Heathers vibes to me.
Yeah,
and it was very funny. My note specifically says, "Get that guitar. I hope one of them's playing it like School of Rock." They don't, do they? They don't play the instruments.
So the cast don't, but the teenage band do.
Oh shit! It's a teenage band.
Yeah.
Shout out to the guitarist on this show, 10 out of 10, because it's so good in quite a lot of these songs. And 13 / Becoming a Man, very good, very skilled guitarist. I then have a one note that says these kids can sing, and then the note directly under it and going, some of these kids can sing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but they're fine. They're better than I can sing at 13 or in general, so fair enough.
yeah. Well done to all involved. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about this next song, considering the person you didn't realize the
I didn't know
person
who
who
that
sings
was.
it
I didn't.
existed. So
I didn't know who that was. You know what? First note I've made on The Lamest Place in the World, which is the song name. Ooh, is there a romance here? So actually, I fucking knew. I knew Patrice was into him. This is where I really got the gist that he'd moved. I didn't know that at the beginning. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. He said he was going with someone, but he never actually explained, hey, I'm going to Indiana now.
no,
You know, we don't get a little song like we do in Ride the Cyclone or something about where they are. Very, very much enjoyed. I had to pause it again because I was laughing. When she calls him, he's from New York and she's from Indiana, which I don't know. You know I'm going with this. I don't know America very well. Completely exotic, bro. He's in the same country as you. Me and Tyler live like what, 2 hours away from each other? So exotic. You're 2 hours away from me. Calm down. Calm down. It's such an American thing, though, isn't it? You're not exotic. You're like, you barely have a different accent. I couldn't tell that you'd gone to a different place. No one sounded different.
no, that is true.
And also, she initially says, like, this is such a lame place. You know, there's a Dairy Queen. I don't know what that is. I think it sounds like an ice cream place.
Yeah, I think it's an
I'm
ice
down.
cream like chain.
There's a Walmart.
Yeah,
Alright, fair enough. And a place you can accessorise your pets. A school. A tree. I don't know why that's a relevant thing. And a couple of churches. Actually, that does not sound like a lame place. That sounds lovely. That sounds like an average UK village to me. And I grew up in a place like that, with the Walmart being a Budgeons instead.
yeah. It sounds nice. Sounds like a nice little.
Yeah, it's not a lame place. She's 13. That's a good place to be. You got a tree. You can climb that, girl. Come on. Accessorise your pets. Go to Walmart.
13-year-olds think everything's lame, don't they? So
I don't have too many notes on the lamest place in the world, apart from exotic is not the correct term to use.
okay, next, this song kind of hurts my soul to listen to.
I'm so glad that it's not just me. Do you want to explain what's happening in this? Because I have no idea at this point.
Okay, so what I think is happening in
that's
this
good.
song is we meet Brett. So Brett is a football player. So that means he's popular. And all the girls and maybe some boys have crushes on him. So Brett liked Kendra, who is a cheerleader. Everyone likes Kendra, everyone wants to be Kendra's friend. Brett wants to ask Kendra on a date, so he asks his friends to help him. So that's happening. And then Kendra comes along with her friend, I think.
Lucy. I know Lucy. Lovely Lucy.
Who is...
She wasn't lovely. She's a bitch.
She's one of my favourite characters, though. She's really funny.
She is really funny.
So they come along, and Brett asks Kendra, and Lucy clearly kind of disapproves of Kendra apparently doing anything. By the end of the song, they've decided they're going to go on a date to the cinema.
This is the first time we meet Brett, and it is not explained. It's just a new guy singing, and I'm like, cool. I don't know who this is. It might be Evan. I don't know. I can't tell because the voices sound very similar to me. Because they're all children. It's really hard. You're probably sitting there thinking, oh, that's cute. Like, they're going out on a date. They're going to ask each other. No. This is the kind of thing... This song reminds me of Let's Get It On.
Yeah.
And my first note is, I don't really know how I feel about watching people, quote, get all up in your business, girl, when they're 13.
It's quite uncomfortable.
It feels a bit awkward. I suppose that's the point, isn't it? That it's supposed to be awkward to listen to 13-year-olds flirt with each other. There's a point where Eddie and Malcolm, the two, like, goons...
Oh, you know their names. That's so good.
No, I know their names because it's on the Spotify lyrics. They say, I got myself a brand new rocking horse. Why don't you climb up here and rock it all night long? They're 13. And I am here, not 13, listening to it, and it just feels a little bit wrong.
Yeah, it's not very pleasant.
No.
to listen to.
I've also got a bit that says, the tongue, no. Because I get it, that's the big next step, is tongue.
Yeah.
But, like, no.
And it's worse because it keeps coming back.
Oh my god, there's quite a few mentions of, yeah. There's also a part when he's inviting her to the movies, and if you know the Interval podcast, you know what I'm about to talk about. Fucking Raisinets. They mentioned the snacks, and obviously I was tuned in on them snacks. I'm sorry, but if I'm sitting in the cinema, why am I eating raisins covered in chocolate? Why am I doing that? I get, like, people put M&Ms in popcorn, like warm popcorn. I get that. That sounds good, and I'm down. But I do not want to be having a nice little salted popcorn, salted over sweet any day, and then get a bloomin' raisin. Why would I want a raisin? That's like, why would you mix grapes with popcorn? You wouldn't. So don't dry the grapes and put it in popcorn. Thank you for coming for my TED Talk.
Do you have any more notes on this song?
Just America with another L take on their snacks. My last note is Lucy is the worst wingwoman ever.
Brett and Kendra are sort of trying to arrange their date, and Lucy's just like, no, Kendra, you can't go on Friday because we're doing something. What's next? Because I'm not looking at the track list, so I can't remember.
Get me what I need.
Oh, Archie.
So I didn't know what was going on this whole thing. I was like, okay, they've asked Kendra out. She said yes. And then get me what I need. I was like, why are they asking Kendra out again? I thought it was the same people. Explain to me what actually happens in this one. Because we, as far as I'm aware, first meet Archie.
Another kid that Evan meets when he starts school is Archie. Archie has to use crutches because he has muscular dystrophy. Archie is annoyed at Evan because basically Evan kind of blows Patrice off in favour of the popular kids, which obviously upsets her. And because Archie is also her friend, you know, he's angry about it.
Doesn't he want to try and get a date with Kendra?
Yeah, so Archie has a crush on Kendra, and I think he tries to get Evan and Patrice together, but he'll only do it if he can manipulate Evan into getting him a date with Kendra.
Oh god, that's a lot more complicated than I thought.
Yeah, is everyone still following? Because I don't think I am.
Nope, but that's fine. That's the whole point of this musical.
So Get Me What I Need is Archie going to Evan and saying, look, no one
Get me a date.
Yeah, like, no one will really talk to me. No one will give me, like, the time of day. You're new. Like, people seem to like you. Get me a date.
Archie, you are my favourite character. Now you're not.
I know, yeah. Archie's quite manipulative.
Oh no, my note is really void now.
What your notes?
My first note is this feels very Be More Chill, but for 13-year-olds at this point. This felt very Michael and Jeremy.
Yeah.
To me. It had that kind of, like, groove to it of bouncing off of their kind of banter. I thought it was banter. Probably not. There is the first of a few questionable sentences in this one. He's asking about the date, and Evan says, isn't there some nice kid on the special needs bus? And I was like, that's
Yeah, that's not great.
My comment after that was just, whoa, okay. Alright. It's like, it's a good song. I liked it because it sounded a bit more Be More Chill to me. But I clearly had no idea what was going on because I fully thought that he'd already asked her out. That's pretty much it. I really liked Archie, but now I'm not 100% on the guy. He seems like a bit of a dick.
Next song. Another one of Patrice's songs, which, I mean, it makes sense you didn't get
Oh,
it
this
because...
is Patrice!
Yeah.
Okay, that would make sense because she's in a lot of the songs. I was trying to figure out who she was.
I mean, it makes sense that you didn't know what was going on in this song because you didn't realise she existed. So I think this is just a sad ballad about her. Like, she's upset that Evans... So they spent, like, the whole summer hanging out, you know, and being friends. And she's obviously developed a bit of a crush on him in this time. And then they get to school and he basically just ignores her. And that's why, you know, she's got the whole line about then on the first day of classes, he acts like you're not even there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't know. This is one of my favourite songs. I can understand it, like, maybe being a bit boring, but I just think she has a nice voice.
She does have a really nice voice.
And
I'll give her that.
And I really like the section that I just mentioned where she goes into the, like, he doesn't know what it means to be a friend. Like, towards the end.
Yeah. It's a very, like, it's a little bit ballady. It is a nice song. The thing is, I don't know how many characters there are. I could count it, but I'm not going to. I am actually. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 13. That's fitting. I like that a lot.
Oh, see, I didn't even
13
realise that.
characters.
That's cool.
I just counted on the cover. There's 13 characters, and, like, at least 9 of them, I don't know if I can know, a lot of them have a bit like little parts in this musical, so you just have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Because they're all 13, they all kind of sound the same.
That is also true.
Next is All Hail the Brain / Terminal Illness, which again should have been 2 separate songs because I don't know why we've done it as one.
Yeah, it is a bit weird. This is probably my favourite song though. I really like it.
Oh, it is good. It's so fun.
It makes me laugh and it's really funny. It gives me like Sincerely Me vibes from Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh, does it? See,
it
gave me it gave me 2-player game vibes from Be More Chill. I was on my Be More Chill ride at that point.
Nice.
It definitely gives that kind of fun 2 best friends hanging out with each other and being stupid.
Brett and Kendra want to go on a date, but Kendra's mum is strict and she won't let her like go on a date with just her and a boy. So Brett comes up with the plan to get a whole group of them to go to the cinema, so then they can technically still go on a date, I guess. So Brett tells Evan to get his mum to buy tickets to The Bloodmaster, which is like an R-rated movie.
Which for UK is like 18 plus.
But Brett says that if she doesn't, and if Evan doesn't get them the tickets somehow, no one's going to go to his party. And Evan will be uncalled. Oh no.
This guy's party has been held for ransom twice in the space of 2 songs, like back to back. And he's not thinking, hey, this seems like a little bit of a silly thing to do.
No. So, All Hail the Brain / Terminal Illness. This song is Evan trying to come up with a plan for how to get tickets for the cinema, and he eventually decides that he can go to Archie. Because at this point, I think Archie has told Evan that he has a terminal illness. Evan eventually decides that the best way to get these tickets are to get Archie to ask Evan's mum for them, because as far as they know, Archie has a terminal illness, and, you know, we obviously want to give the terminally ill 13-year-old whatever he wants.
Yeah, despite the subject matter, very funny. I did laugh a lot in this one. They just start, like, repeating no one says no to a boy with a terminal illness.
Yeah.
For, like, constantly, and it's so funny. One of the notes I made is, Evan's so much smarter than me and braver. I would never sneak into an overage movie as a kid. Like, that would have been my worst nightmare. I'd have been anxious for weeks doing that. Some of the ideas that he goes through, one of them is to, like, essentially photocopies his mum's ID, is one of his ideas, and then uses the same dress and a wig to get away with it, buy the tickets. And I'm like, that's a commitment to the bit. But also, I don't know why that would be your first choice. One of them is break into the projection room, steal the reels of film, and swap it for Bambi. I thought would be really funny until you're a family going to see Bambi, and then that comes up. Because, like, it's not just going to be you guys, is it? It's not just going to be these, like, 5 kids? 4 kids?
Oh, there's quite a big group of them.
Oh, they all go. Oh, that's a lovely
I
date.
think the whole cast goes. All 13 of them.
Oh, of course, because that's such a nice date to go on.
Also, in the process of this song, Evan tells Archie that he has the date with Kendra, but obviously he doesn't. It's Brett, but Archie doesn't.
So basically both going on a date with the same girl at the same time.
Yeah, but Kendra doesn't. Kendra only thinks she's going on a date with
And Brett only thinks he's going on a date with Kendra.
And Archie thinks he's going on a date with Kendra, and that Kendra knows, but she doesn't.
That's not explained.
No, it's not.
Until we get to the song what they're singing in a bit, where they're, like, next to each other, and one of them's trying to kiss, and I was like, I don't know what's going on, I'm really confused.
What's next?
Next is getting ready. See, I can guess this one. They're getting ready to go to the cinema.
Yeah.
On their days. Oh, yeah.
They're getting their smartest outfits.
I didn't think on this fine Thursday that I would be hearing a 13-year-old refer to themselves as a sex god. I don't think I wanted to hear that.
No, I mean, credit to Archie for having self-confidence. You know, that's nice, but...
I respect that.
But the actual language,
Yeah, maybe keep it to 13-year-olds, not... It's a really fun song, though. It's kind of... It does throw me back to when I used to get ready for parties and stuff as a kid. And, like, that excitement.
Yeah, I didn't go to parties, so...
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no! You'd be Patrice.
Yeah, I would be Patrice if I was in this music.
I would 100% be Evan, trying desperately to be popular. One of the things that I thought was funny is what I'm going to call it a Barbie throw forward, I guess, where Lucy's basically explaining what you should do on a date, and that I think the lines are like, if he kisses her and she lets him, she's a slut. If he wants to and she stops him, she's a tease. If she lets him and she likes it, you're a skank. And I just put, wow, very real for 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's very, reminds me of that Barbie monologue a lot. And I was like, oh, that's very subtle. Patrice is there as well. I didn't realise Patrice was there in this song. She is.
Yeah, apparently she is. Because
Apparently she is.
I've only just realised as well.
Also, there was way, way too many tongue noises in this song.
Yeah. Not, again, unpleasant.
Unpleasant to hear 13-year-olds doing that. Next song, anyway, on that, Any Minute. Oh, yeah, so they're now in the cinema, aren't they? They're now watching. And this is what, now I know that they're all going on a date together, all 13 of them. Right? Now I know. It makes sense to me. Because I was like, this doesn't sound like Brett. I don't know what's going on. I didn't know who was who.
It is. It was also really confusing. We're about 2 minutes in. Evan just suddenly goes, "This is it, Archie." Like, what?
Yeah! I was like, what's going on? And there's a bit right at the end where Archie's saying, like, okay. And they break into, like, so watch out, Kendra. And Archie says okay. And just as they do that next line, they kind of blur together. And if you can't tell that I'm blonde, you can now. I was like, whoa, that's really clever that he's managed to sing and speak at the same time. Like, they must have cut that. I don't know how they did that live. No, it's two different people.
Oh.
Because I didn't know. I just thought it was Kendra and Archie. I was like, oh, bless him. I put, my first note is, oh, bless him. Get that stage right, Archie. Go on. You'll be alright. No, it wasn't even him. It was someone else.
One of the other 12 people on the date.
Yeah, it was Brett or maybe Lucy at this point. No, I didn't know that Brett and Archie were... So explain what's going on here, Tyler.
Okay, so as far as I know, in this scene, all 13 of them are on the date. Kendra is there, and then Brett's sitting on one side of her, and Archie is sitting on another side of her. And Evan's sitting next to Archie, which is why he's, like encouraging Archie partway through the song. So Brett and Kendra want to kiss each other, but because they're watching an R-rated horror movie, they're both like, this isn't romantic. It doesn't really feel right to do that here. And while this is happening, Archie is also trying to find the right moment to also kiss Kendra, but Kendra, is unaware of this. And at the end of the song, Brett and Archie end up accidentally kissing each other. So...
No, do they actually?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, that is actually what happens at the end of the song.
So what happens? Kendra just moves back.
Let me read it on Wikipedia. Brett goes in for the kiss. Evan sees this and he mouths, "No." He reaches to pull Kendra back, or Lucy reaches for Kendra too. When Brett and Archie don't realise that Kendra is out of their way, they kiss. And then Kendra knees Brett in the crotch, trying to stop him from hurting Evan or Archie. And then Archie reveals that Evan set him up on a date with Kendra. Brett breaks up with Kendra.
What? How's that fair?
I don't know.
What did Kendra do?
Oh god, it gets worse.
It's like EastEnders.
Do you want to hear the next bit?
I absolutely do. I'm locked in right now.
I don't know if we're going to be able to say it without laughing.
Come on, Tyler. I'm waiting with bated breath.
So, after all this has happened, Lucy asks Brett... God. Lucy asked... I
don't even know what's happening. Do you want me to Google it and read it out?
You're gonna have to read it.
I've had to look at it because Tyler can't say it out loud. And to be fair, now I've looked at it, I'm not sure I can either. This is like in the same fucking beat that Brett breaks up with Kendra.
I really hope this isn't the actual dialogue.
Lucy asks if Brett's quote-unquote tongue is still available. I'm assuming he says yes because they start dating.
Yeah, and then at the end it just says, "Meanwhile, Evan is left alone by Patrice."
Oh no. Oh god. Oh god.
Okay.
That's so...
Shall we move on?
No, I have notes.
Oh, okay.
I have so many notes. My first one is I actually kind of want to see the film. That sounds really fun. There's bits in there where obviously they're all panicking. They're not really watching the film, they're just panicking. There's a slight writer thing and how this musical is written in a slightly more serious note. I really like how they've done the writing for the 13-year-old because they instantly jump to the worst possible outcomes. and that is very on brand for 13-year-olds. I think it's written very well, this musical. One of my lines here says, they're not the best singers here, I'm really sorry, because they're not. Pork rinds, snack game is terrible. Why would I want
Yeah.
that? In a cinema, that would stink. I'm assuming it's like pork scratchings.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Why would you want that in a cinema? If somebody was eating pork rinds on the row next to me or in front of me or behind me or whatever, eating pork rinds, I will scream at them. I will throw popcorn at their head. We move on to Here I Come.
Fun fact, this song and also the song Opportunity, they were recorded in the cast recording, but they were actually cut for the production.
Oh! I knew Opportunity was because it says cut from original, but I didn't know Here I Come. Neither of those two are good choices because they are brilliant songs. They're probably one of the best ones. Although, Tyler, one of my notes for Here I Come is, what is this even about? I am very confused. Please save me. What is this song about?
Yeah, I don't completely understand this song either. So I'm pretty sure.
Amazing.
So everyone now knows that Evan told Archie that he was going on a date with Kendra when he wasn't. So he's lied to Archie and he's also lied about Kendra and probably annoyed Brett at the same time.
He's very unpopular at this point.
And Patrice has also turned her back on him, which, good for her.
Yep.
I think this song is basically Evan's at his low point, but he's saying I'm gonna fix everything, and I can still have a great party.
It's all about this party. We get that he's had a loss. We don't need a song about. That's all I have for that one. I do really like Opportunity though.
Yeah, Opportunity is one of my favorites. It's very, very catchy,
it's very catchy,
and it's a Lucy song, so
yeah. And this is where the guitarist really gets to go down on it, and it is so good. That guitarist is fantastic. Just to really, really prove that I knew exactly what was happening by the end of the song. One of my notes says, wait, I thought Evan was going out with Kendra.
Oh no.
I didn't know what was going on or who was singing. I did write Lucy is a bitch, which fair enough she was, because, also, minor non-consensual kiss at the end.
Just another uncomfortable moment.
She kisses him without any consent. Don't do that, kids, if you're listening.
No.
If you are listening, this is not the podcast for you. We swear a lot. But Opportunity, very catchy song. Very, very good. I don't know why Americans decide to name their... or why this school decided to name their team Quail Quails. That's very Glee to me.
Yeah, it's... Yeah, I don't understand that either.
Yeah. I don't know why we're going that the Quail Quails are going to win against the Thunderhawks. Come on, it's the Thunderhawks. They sound sick. And you're quails, the smallest bird ever. Not literally, but it's like a fox going up against a chicken. Come on now. It's a hawk, a literal hawk going up against a quail. You haven't got a chance. Name your things better. Opportunity is a brilliant song, and I really like it, and I would have liked it to have been in the original, because I think Lucy deserves her villain story. Then we get on to Bad Bad News, which I thought was about Kendra, and now I've realised it's probably about Lucy, because now Lucy and Brett are together.
Yeah.
So that makes so much more sense to me. Now, obviously, what's happened is... because I was like, oh, Brett's friends aren't very nice because they're being really mean to Kendra. She's not done anything, bless her. But no, they're actually being pretty decent because they're going, hey, Lucy's not good for you or us. Get her out of the way. Put her in the bin.
Yeah.
Break up with her. But they do kind of... This song is very Heathers as well, because they basically, they're trying to explain why, they're going, oh, Brett's not talking to us anymore. He's our leader, this is really sad, you need to get rid of Lucy and come back to us. Then, Eddie and Malcolm, and there's another girl in there, so I'm assuming Kendra, maybe Patrice, maybe one of the other 13 kids. I don't know.
I think it's all boys.
No, there's a girl in there.
Is there?
There's a girl singing in there somewhere,
No,
I swear, unless it's
definitely...
a very unfortunately voiced boy.
No, is this the person that hits a really high note?
I think so. Is that not?
No, that's a boy. That's one of the boys.
Oh, I'm so sorry, whoever that was. I fully thought it was a girl. I was like, oh, Lucy's singing it as well. But no. No. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. That song, it ends up going into, they go, okay, well, how can we get her out of the way?
Yeah.
Their instant thoughts are, I'm going to list them because they're really, really fun and really lovely. Perhaps there's a way that we can dispose of her. Maybe she can meet with an accident. Nice. I did I did laugh quite a lot with the we can go train a pit bull to chew on her flesh. I don't think they attack their own kind.
Yeah.
Brutal. Fair enough. Then they go instantly to we could torture her mother and chop up her dog. All right. Sorry. Hang on a minute. What in the heathers is that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's very heavy.
I was like, I can hear them right now, and they're dancing the candy store at the same time. I do quite like the, to be honest, I don't think she'd mind at the end, which is really funny, and made me think, canonically, she's the one that says she wants to kill her mum at the beginning. Because that would make me happy.
Yeah.
That feels apt, and that feels like a nice little nod to, hey, if you were paying attention to who these kids are, you'll know what's going on. It's a good song. I really like the song. It's kind of I do quite like how they call her a cow, and then I think Evan or something's like a skinny cow. I'm like, oh, that's kind of nice. One of them, bless him, which made me think like, oh, this is what Kurt would have sounded like when he was 13. Was saying like, oh, we'll throw her under the bus and we'll get rid of her, even though she has excellent shoes. I'm like, you know what, valid. It feels very, maybe it's a Wicked reference. Throw her under a bus and take her shoes, and we'll walk down the yellow brick road. The next one is Tell Her. It is kind of one of the forgettable ones. I think it's because obviously you've got Bad News is so fun, and then you get into Tell Her and you're like, oh, this. I don't have many notes for that one.
What is
It can't be true.
I love this one.
You can tell I was on my Be More Chill situation during this. This is so smartphone hour. I loved it. My first note is, okay, this is a bop. It is an absolute bop. The tune is so good. It's really catchy as well. I can see why it's one of your favourites. All I know is I didn't know who Charlotte was. This was a bop. And kids are really mean. Because they're basically like spreading rumours, aren't they?
They're spreading rumours about that Evan and Kendra are dating.
They go from like, oh, I saw them holding hands and like getting into first base. And then it kind of develops into third base. And obviously it's like Chinese whispers. It's how all the rumours develop. It's a fun song. It's a fun song. I love Smartphone Hour from Be More Chill. So I love this one. Then we get on to If That's What It Is. This is the 14th song out of 16, technically, in the musical. This feels like the ending to me.
So the context for this song is that after the rumour that's been spread about Kendra and Evan, Brett and Evan get into a fight. At the very end of the show, Evan finally wants to cancel his party.
Which, at this point, it's so doomed. How have you not?
But Patrice and Archie point out that it won't be that bad because they're going to go to the party as well. And then Evan kisses Patrice, which is cute.
Aww. Go on, Evan. It really does feel like the ending. And I like the fact that they kind of, like, at the beginning of the musical, they're very much, I don't know what it's like to be grown up. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm stressed and blah, blah, blah. And this one's very much, okay, now I kind of get it. Like, I have to face the world for what it is, not what I want it to be, and there's some sort of conclusion there. I thought it was a nice song. If they had ended it there, I'd have been like, this is sweet. This is a sweet little musical. They went on to a little more homework, which I'm thankful for, because we actually get Ariana properly. So, even though it's late...
It feels like this song is a bit of an epilogue.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's basically... So Evan's had his party... And this song is kind of just an extension of the last song. Like, Evan explains that he's starting to understand what it means to grow up. And then, towards the end of the song, all of the 13 characters.
It goes on for so long. It's nearly a 6-minute song. Ariana sounds brilliant. She's so good this young. At 13-ish, whatever age she is there, she's so good. Listen to that. So if you don't listen to any of this, I mean, A, if you haven't listened to the musical... how are you still here? I'm really impressed. Thank you very much. B, if this is the only song you listen to, well, that's a bit sad, but listen to it. It's good. It's good. And Ariana's great. One of my notes is it's really nice of them to give me a rundown of the story because I had no idea what was happening. Halfway through, Evan does like a recap of what happens, and I appreciate that. My next note is none of what he's saying was what I predicted both before or during this song. If Tyler hadn't have said at the beginning of this podcast episode that it was set in a cinema and a mall and a school, I would have been gone. Absolutely no idea. No idea.
Yeah.
Bless it.
But
yeah.
but we have we have reached the end because the next song is actually the encore. Was the
Oh,
encore
that's good. I
when
do.
they're on Broadway.
I do have. I have a note very quickly on a little more homework. Just one more. It's slightly mean, but there's a joke in the end, so it's okay. It feels like one of them has gone, hey, this would be a fun metaphor. Like, we still need to learn. We're 13. We got to do a little more homework. And then they force it for 6 minutes. It's a really long metaphor that's so forced. And I said, my note was, Rachel Berry would be so upset.
No,
If
no,
you don't get that
because
reference, you have to listen to our Glee episode. She would not love the fact that this is a very, very long metaphor. She likes her metaphors non-existent.
this metaphor, one, it's too much of a metaphor for Rachel.
Yeah,
and
she couldn't have it.
two, it's far too long.
Couldn't have
This
it.
isn't a star that's a star.
No, this is it. Yeah. It kind of felt like when I used to write stories when I was in school, and I pick up a metaphor and I'm like, I'm running with this, and you just force it till it dies a very horrible death, and it's horrid to read at the end.
Finally, we get Brand New You, which is so fun.
It is fun.
I love it.
I did write, is this the encore? So I'm really glad I got this right.
Yes, this is the encore. There's not really any correlation between this song and the actual story. The cast and the band, I'm pretty sure, just come on stage.
It was
singing
so
that
fun.
song.
The first singer, I made a specific note. The first singer of
She's
this one
so
is
good.
so good. I was like,
So good.
oh my god, is this bloody Effie White? What is going on?
Where was she?
Right?
Why did she not have more to do?
Who? Make her Evan?
Bryn Williams. She plays Cassie.
Who the fuck is Cassie?
Cassie is one of Lucy and Charlotte's friends.
Fantastic. So good. I have one more thing. Beatboxing should be illegal in this musical.
I get it, but if you watch that behind the scenes of the cast recording, all the boys are doing the beatboxing, like in real time.
I gathered, and that's worse.
I thought it was really impressive when I watched the video.
Impressive. I can feel them spitting on me. The whole time. The music we've got is brilliant. The instruments are fantastic. The players are even better, obviously. The beatboxing. Come on now. What are we? 13?
Do you have any closing comments?
My two closing comments are, it's alright. Will I listen to it again? No.
It's okay, Jess. I'll listen to it enough
Thank
for the
you.
both of us.
Thank you for showing me this musical. It's no School of Rock. It's not got the gimmick of 13-year-olds' talent in School of Rock. It's not got the grasp, in my opinion, on schooling as it does Heather's and Be More Chill. Now that I'm free of 13 for the week, what are you holding space for? Good luck coming up with that on the spot. You can hold space for Bryn Williams if you'd like.
Yeah, I'd like to hold space for Bryn Williams.
Fair.
And her fantastic voice, which I'm sure is even more fantastic now she's older
It
than
is.
13.
Check out her Instagram. It is just as good. It's better.
What are you holding space for today?
Well, in the theme of the cinema, and as you all well know, us recording before we eat dinner, I'm holding space for specifically Cinema Nachos and Tango Ice Blast. But more specifically, Cinema Nachos with just nacho cheese, not on the chips, next to the chips, and a mixed Tango Ice Blast, preferably blue and red. Yeah, next time I go to the cinema, I'm going to get that. We'll now see you out with our version of beatboxing. Thanks for listening.